We're going to be talking about our wood cutting and splitting range, and what a great range it is. Everything that you'll hear me talking about, other than the wedges, which are a different item, has a 70% high density fiberglass inner handle, a polyethylene surround to that handle, which is incredibly strong, and a TPR grip, which was just so non-slip. It's brilliant, and it absorbs most of the shock from each tool. So let's have a closer look at the Roughneck kindling splitter. A lovely tool. Incidentally, if I were doing this for real, chopping firewood for my home, I would be wearing goggles, possibly a mask, and definitely some gloves. This is a demonstration. If I were wearing all of that, you probably wouldn't be able to see or hear me, so please bear with me. This is just a demonstration. The kindling splitter, and the main feature of this, if we can get a close-up on the head of this, please, Mr. Cameraman. We can see that we've got one side which is fairly flat and the other side a more pronounced bow. That's going to stop the wedge of this splitter getting caught in the timber and jamming, which is something that we don't want. It makes it dead easy to split little bits of... And there we have it. If you can imagine, after a couple of hours of doing that and then look at the prices of kindling in all the hardware stores, you'll realise what a valuable buy that is. Roughneck axes. These come in 3 flavours, 1¼ pounds, 3½ pounds and £5. I've only got 2 hands, so we've left the middle one out. You can imagine what that looks like. The first thing to recognise is that we've got a safety guard on the blade itself, so keep that, put that in your pocket when you're using it. And the tempered steel gives the most incredible edge. They're really well balanced as well. Strong fiberglass handle, as we've mentioned. But this is the big chopping axe. You'll see this being used in a moment, and it's got a special feature that it's got a rubber overhang to the handle itself. So if you do miss and you come down on the handle, that's going to be protected. That'll absorb the shock. The heads are set into the axe with epoxy resin. That's not going anywhere. There's no danger of the head flying off and clumping you. So let's use the middle one, which is going to take the logs that you've cut with the big axe down one size. We're going to end up with something like this when we've got it. We may have used a roughneck bow saw to get down to that. That's another video. Again, I would ordinarily be wearing safety masks and everything else. So let's have a look. There we have it. There's no real effort gone into that. We're now ready for the kindling splitter to take that down into kindling. But we've got 2 good fire-sized logs there. Roughneck axes, great range. We're on the Roughneck maul. 2 flavours of this, £6 and £8. This is the £6 variety. Same solid construction with the override handle in case you miss the wedge, which happens from time to time. A hardened chopping edge, a less hard banging edge, so that once you're into a big log you can hit that with a sledgehammer to split. Obviously we reduce the tree with the axe down to bigger logs. From the bigger logs we want to get all the way down to kindling, so this comes somewhere in the middle. A very hefty piece of equipment, very well made, and this is how it works. Had I not split that in 2 goes, we can use the non-hardened edge to hit with a hammer. The reason that splits so well without jamming is that just up from the sharpened edge, we have a little wedge built into the maul itself. Stops the blade jamming, splits the timber as it goes through. The whole job is a whole lot easier.